Yine Kiki görmüyor. Bakalım ne söyleyeceğim şimdi. Evet, değişik bir oyundayız arkadaşlar. İlerliyoruz oyunumuz çok farklı bir oyun. Atmosferik, güzel bir oyun.
We believed that the child can make it be alright. This print was made of father and I. No deep fear inside of me. Finally went to we saw you would just
Season
keep
a
growing
letter
and
to
growing.
Song Young.
Everything was going to be okay.
Oh my god. Magical this
Now
rock.
touch. Pick something with the texture you like.
Number one, to remember if you want this lady playing.
Nasıl vakit geçiriyor değil mi?
Wax, wasps, ancient wasps. I was loved by people I have no memory of.
Bunu da aldık. Ki hatırlamasına sebep
So what did you end
olsun.
up choosing?
What you choosing? Candle.
Okay. Feel the candle. This kind of candle keeps someone alive for the time it
This
takes
kind
to
of
burn.
candle keeps someone alive for a time. Takes you burn.
Just a few hours when death is near down.
No.
The candle enough for last rite. This was Grandma's candle.
Grandmother candle. Yeah, remember.
She didn't want to use it. You spent a lot of. I realized she wouldn't live long enough for her to see you grow up and discover what kind of person you'd be. So in a way,
very beautiful.
You know, I don't know where love goes, but it belongs to you anyway.
Mom?
I'm fine. Let's do pick something that looks nice. Mom and Dad before I was born. I was born in the 12 my parents thought. Dad by my hand. Do I remember who my dad was?
Oh my god!
Mr. Otto. This speaks to how my dad loved me. So, what did you end up choosing? I remember.
Remember to you, remember!
One was your happiest image of his face as he ran out into the storm. And when Stitch the dog, what was that? We were home. Poor little boy. taste, he can eat breakfast and feeds them to the burning.
I cooking times the eating. Very beautiful, wonderful game.
The memory I lose, I want you to have it forever.
Bon appetit. Times.
Standing here, we're having a last taste of home. Now you're protected by lost memories.
Magical
I dream of home.
magical lighting.
This is my only condition
Next.
for letting you go.
Oh my
You
god.
promised me
Very
never to take the pendant
beautiful
off.
history. Magical.
And never tamper with it.
And never tamper with it. Oh, good.
Okay?
Okay, yeah.
And I'm okay with you leaving. I think your camera, it's time to gather them up.
Different, beautiful history. I am going times. My mother does is will not give me back.
I've lost so
I lost
much.
you much. If you want to say they lost you so
How could the world
much.
ask me to lose you too?
Smile, my mother. I remember to you.
Look at us. There we are. There we were. We'll always be right here on this beautiful moon.
Oh, history sorry, sadness. I love you so much, mommy. Yeah.
I just performed a ritual with my mom. The moment has passed, but I'll record it in these pages for you, for the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Bingo. Bingo.
I never knew when my mom would
Destiny
share a
mix
memory of
may
Dad
be
while
changing
cooking,
for
on
you.
a walk, with no warning.
Wallpaper, books.
It knocked the wind out of me. Rituals take this grief and give it a shape and a story. Filling in this journal is a ritual too, but for a loss that hasn't hit us yet. I've brought tools to record the sights and sounds of this season. I'll start by recording the only place I've ever known. Public sleep music is a tradition of ours here. When the music ends, the village will begin to wake up.
Wonderful.
Last night there was a goodbye party here in the plaza. Everyone was so afraid for me. To understand that fear, to understand where I grew up, you have to know the man standing watch over the plaza, Dr. Feeney. These birds migrate, but we don't know where they come from or where they're going. Remembering everything must be painful. Dr. Fumio brought peace to so many people here. Dr. Fumio and his son founded Cairo back in 776. They live on through our traditions. There are 3 murals celebrating Dr. Fumio's work. Pate loves fish, even though nobody here has ever seen one. Smells like an old man's toes dipped in cinnamon. I had to drink this gross potion last night. Like my pendant, it's supposed to protect my brain. This is a healing instrument created by Dr. Fumio. It draws on the pure mountain air.
Burada konuşmayın lütfen. Burada konuşmayın. Burada konuşmayın.
İşçi değil, işçi değil.
This is Dr. Fumio and his son. The statue isn't as old as it looks. The artist wore it down to give it a feeling of ancientness and the authority that comes with it. A wish fell off the tree. I'm not supposed to read them, but it might be good for you to have an example of one. I can go against tradition a little for posterity. This is the cafe where my dad used to read his poems. He wrote one for me. Maybe he wrote it for you too.
Oh my god, fish in the sky.
Pate's little daydream of leaving this
It's
place,
his
of seeing
daydream.
something
Nice.
weird. Carroll Village is nice if you're a child or an old person. But for those of us in between, I need to leave.
Güzel çok söylüyorum.
Bunları buraya koymamız lazım. Hepsiyle bağlantılı.
A village that was created as a place to heal. Is that where my instinct to try to help comes from? It's so strange to imagine I'll be shaped by places and people I haven't met yet. So strange to imagine that I might feel at home somewhere else. Dr. Fournier said the dream sickness was caused by something very powerful. He wasn't able to cure it. We learn to grow cures for maladies from the outside world, even though they seem to be long gone. It's just tradition. The elf sought out Dr. Cuneo to cure her mother, who was suffering from time misperception.
Hmm? No. Everybody, where? Everybody. Where? Come on.
Harrow Village was founded during the modernity. Much later, Dr. Cuneo arrived and remade it in his image.
Oh my god. Oh my god,
This flower means
wonderful.
you're in my thoughts. The morning after the search was called off for Dad, our doorstep was covered in them.
Wonderful. Open the door. Ouch. Wow.
Is it recording?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How to leave home for my daughter. Find a sacred square of earth. Lay down so you have the dirt at your back. Close your eyes. Close everything. Do you see for yourself? You see for the dead, for the unborn. Do you listen for yourself? You listen for the dead, for the unborn. Your ancestors are in that dirt. All the living and all the dead are holding you up. Now, stand. They're still there, aren't they? It's time to move, to entangle yourself everywhere with everyone. So the next time you lay down in the dirt, you will have so much more to tell them.
Beautiful game.
Pate fixed up 3 bikes instead of 1.
Oh my god, beautiful bicycle.
The season before this one, the war, seems so horrible.
Bir sürü kargo, bir sürü mektup.
Before setting up in Cairo village, Dr. Funio roamed the land curing people. It must have been hard when he wasn't around anymore, especially for people who couldn't travel to the village. In the village, these cranes look like little creatures, grazing. I had no idea how huge they are.
Wonderful game. Beautiful story. Story game. Beautiful story game. Cultural story. Enjoy. Advantage. Wonderful. Where is the people? Where is the people? Where is the people? Where is the people? İnternetimi su bitmiş. Şarj bitmez.
I heard that village was abandoned because of a Lyme disease. Not every community had someone like Dr. Funio to perform cures. I forgot what I was going to say. We learned about old technology in school, but not much about animals. What are these strange goat-like creatures? Are they simply goats? My first time petting an animal. I think it went pretty well. That time it felt off. I guess I had beginner's luck before. I feel nourished in these sights, by the unfamiliarity of it all. These means of connection, long in disuse, are certainly telling me something about the world. Will they be used again in the next season?
Tatlış.
Okay, now I got it back. I'm in control. I can easily pet certain four-legged animals.
Sweetie. Animal.
I cycled through landscapes, seeing them for the first and last time. I had no idea when I left my home how the season would end, or more importantly, how soon. On a cold, damp day, I feel true loneliness for the first time. Nobody could have described with words how big this world is, how it goes and goes. I passed through it, where others passed before me. This person wanted the season to change. Why? They wanted the season to change because they were so alone. One melody is like me out here alone. I can't really live like this. kept themselves company with music. Two voices is like me and my mom. We can survive, but eventually we need more. Three voices is complex as life is supposed to be. I could listen forever. Looks like they made it out of here. But what is this group?
Brain, you say?
In the empty places, I found companionship in the tapes I recorded before leaving home. The elder told me the story of her life. I listened back to it, ready to note down anything that seemed important.
Let's set the scene for the listener, whoever that might be. This is the elder speaking. We're sitting in the clock saying goodbye to a dear soul. We're here to see if there's anything that could help the century like a big when I die. This library will burn down. But which book should we check out first? I don't have all the answers, but I do feel the story of my life could help you understand what kind of world is out there. It's okay not to understand everything right away. The moment may pass before you, as long as you're there to witness it. But you, and others to come, will someday take the time to make sense of it all. First, I got old. Being an elder is all about how the key is not to be, and say something like, it begins. Never say, I don't know. Say, you dive into a pool of uncertainty. I was born on the ocean. My mother and father worked on a cruise ship, short-lived but glorious. Lodi said, how can I describe them? They were pleasure boats with a radical political the golden age was a time of flags, logos, mottos, mastheads. My mom taught me to read them. She was the ship's philosopher. My dad was a recycling engineer. Recycling, he had to get the most out of every object and watt of energy. He struggled again. It was a never-ending puzzle of a waste of it was stressful work. I remember one time asking him what the trouble was. He said, which had millions of years and dies if it doesn't have water for 3 days. His name was Mirror Tail. I loved the way that, especially as I fell asleep, picture me as a kid in bed. It was like being, I loved exploring the ship, wandering through the street. There were two, a large, elegant, a lot of my firsts were down there. My first dance, and so forth. Our ship was taken over in the early days of the war. That was the end. I heard the dance hall and it took me half my life to say goodbye to the world I knew in my youth. Imagine me and my parents and everyone I knew and a company of soldiers. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't make a mess of me. I was embarrassed by the younger kids who were crying their eyes out. But they knew, I guess. Yes, the start of the war was a turning of season, and we had been warned the season was going to end. Oh, but we didn't understand the warning. You see, one night, along the coastline, we saw people shimmering above the water. Later, we found out this was an ancient warning system. It hadn't been used in so long. We didn't know what it meant. We just thought, well, it ain't that pretty. We tried to stick together and camped out on the coast of the Prismatic Grounds. Kingdom of art and science. They got rich during the golden season. Everything that made them beloved before the wealth came. Passionate, uncompromising, made them unbearable once they had power. Artists made terrible. Are you sure you want me to keep going? The story gets darker from here on. Okay, so conditions in the camp were getting worse. My mom got lost in thought for long periods. She'd be completely, we realized she'd come out. Now it's when you lose your ability to tell how much time is passing. A minute can feel like an hour. A day can pass in 10 seconds. We don't know exactly. Our consciousnesses are minerals. What the Fumia's greatest fear was that somebody heard about a traveling doctor who could cure these kinds of diseases. I decided to go find him. I found out his people talked about him like he was a god. The prismatic ground, until they reached, nobody reacted well. It got to the point of, little grievances had been, if you could not imagine it. I described my mom. He said there was a village hut. He thought it was lower. He invited me to join them, but I wanted to go back and get my parents and bring them with me. Yes, our Carroll village. People thought it at least I cat at night. She was sick. Over this. She pressed a finger hard into my palm. She taught me in the morning, and when you so one day, I never found out how it ended. It was like there was a break. Yes, at night, I felt a bed tilt and sway gently, as if it was being tossed on the waves of the ocean, as if I was back in my bedroom on the ship, as if I was back in my mother's arms, being rocked. I knew I was flying home, and nothing could hurt me.
I imagined coming upon a place as hidden and singular as my own village. Eventually, I found myself circling the valley, looking for a way in. This valley is asking people for a visit. I should have... We never used this kind of technology in my village. Nobody trusted it.
Hello.
Valerie.
Yeah.
One second.
Okay. I am waiting.
I'm not the first to do this. The first in a long time.
Is that a Shoro pop? What is it? I love old gear like that. It's getting more and more rare. I had a camera, but it's not that interesting. What are you doing here? Well, yes, here I am. But what kind of stuff are you recording? Oh, yes. Civilization, they call it. The valley would be a good place to use those tools. Too bad it's closed down. Let me finish up here, huh?
It seems like I'll have to wait for night to enter the shrine.
Hey. This was like a second home for a while. That was fun earlier when you showed up. And you were like, who are these guys? That's why the dam is falling apart. A couple of days from now. Day 0, we call it. Greyhound. We're a community organization. We do all kinds of health clinics, mines. We're new. We'll do anything no big deal. We're trying to, but it's hard. The past really doesn't feel like a fair fight. So we're trying to. Well, anyway. It's funny. I stood guard here for a week. And I've only seen greyhounds like myself and valley people. But now I see you, and you're like a new element or something. I've never met anyone doing what you're doing. And we greyhounds. So, I'm not supposed to let any. How can I? I think you should go to try something here. Dang it. I was trying to wait. Well, you get the idea. Go on and put that old gear to use. You can take my map of the valley, too. I don't need it anymore. I'll be down to pick everyone up around midnight. See you then.
I met a greyhound. He let me into the valley. I think he wanted me to record, and he gave me a map. The assembly point seemed like a good place to start. I wonder what he expects me to discover in the valley. I'll think about what kind of visitor I want to be.
Wonderful game, wonderful life.
I am probably the last person that will ever be welcomed here by this sign. The elder told me there is very little information about the years before 500. I have wondered about the lives in unkept graves. The elder warned me about valleys. She said they were dangerous. I feel a dulcet tension in the air. I enter to see the moment between seasons.
Pheronomy. Interesting, the village camp. Secret passage.
I wonder what the flowers have to say. She must have been important to have such an elaborate solitary tomb.
Magical maybe. The friends.
Oh dear.
I've been gathering coffee, and I've been gathering courage. If my big prayer is wrong, if it goes against divine will, please spare the people of this valley. We're so desperate for peace.
The friends.
These metal animals are looking up, expectantly. A green space. I feel memory in the air like pollen. It reminds me of a poem my dad was never able to finish. The first line was, "If you want to awaken the dead, just whisper."
so weak.
I heard gunshots last night.
That was us. What is that?
Look at the pond, the water.
What is it? How?
Did we run or something?
Something frightening happened in this memory. But what was it? This flower has a shimmering quality. It sounds like they want to adapt their organization to the people in it. There must be a lot of people going to the city if they need to keep track of them with cards. A flimsy blank wall to project images onto. Imagine if the man I met is the only living gray hand, and the rest are cardboard. The gray hands want to end this season. They say they're going to build the next season. Wow. The elder also said no places are safe. The city is high up like my village. Maybe it is safe there. It's hard to imagine something new, a new way of living. I'm trying. The gray hands seem to care what people think about them. There seems to be suspicion about the real condition of the dam and why it's being taken down. The process of taking people out of the valley was also a kind of ritual, a way of bridging one life to another. They know the world they're leaving. The next one hasn't been created yet.
Hello? Anyone here?
Oh, thank God someone is still down there. I've been trying to get a hold of someone for hours. Oh, thank you. I forgot the Day Zero materials. You know, the visual literature, the warm bath. I left it at the dig site. It should be sitting on a barrel with a fruit sticker on it. Oh, wait. Hold on. I forgot to do the secret password. I don't even know who you are. Is it too late now, you think? Okay. What day is the day after tomorrow? Who is this? I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to hang up right now.
cows from all over the world came here to compete in cow stuff? The golden season seems like such a different world. Is that your name on your collar? Let's see. You are magical. These people had to leave so much behind.
Ooh, we got a big show today.
Huge show.
Breaking news. The Grey Hands have died.
We're being reborn, baby.
And we're taking suggestions for our new name.
Live on the air suggestions from the rank and file.
You don't even need to be a great hand to suggest a name.
True, true.
The number to call is 0019. That is 0019. First caller, hit us with a name.
Hi, yeah. I was thinking the Bricklayers.
Okay. Bricklayers.
Laying some bricks. Well, yeah, thanks for the suggestion.
We'll be taking them all afternoon, so keep them coming.
That number again is 0019. You're listening to Grey Hand Radio. We are broadcasting live from Grey Hand HQ.
And we're gonna take a little break.
If the Grey Hands are changing their name, we'd know them as something else. And you are Mata. And your name is Toupette. I wonder who named you that. The elder said that people were exhausted by symbols after the war. Is that true here in the valley? The sound of this bell has a lot of character. The valley keeps producing fruit, even when there's no one left to eat it. I've never drank cow's milk, let alone some kind of frozen version. You are a cow and you are named Krasnahorkai. A beautiful cow named Gorp.
You're on the air. What's your name idea, please?
Hit us with your name idea, please.
Interesting. We haven't heard that much.
It's easy to become attached to a name.
Good old gray hair.
Depends on the hands. What are the hands doing?
Gray hands should be open, palms out.
They're receiving or they're offering something.
Thanks a lot. You're on the air. What's your name idea, please?
Hit us with your name idea, please.
Oh, not bad.
Blissful future. Feels comfortable.
Sounds like there's no worries with that one.
I think that's the direction we should go.
Yeah, that's the bar now.
Thanks for the inspiration.
Yağmurlar anlıyor.
Thank God they had electricity down there.
Future.
Which one is that?
The towpaths. We can get a ride with them on the coast.
Really? And we're really just gonna leave a car behind?
At the junker anyway.
They sound so free and happy, just roaming around the world.
Interesting. Öf, kafam karıştı ya sürekli.
The faded optimism of a sweet treat makes me feel. The golden season must have been full of such little pleasures.
They really do mean, Connie.
Compared to my village, they lived in the open field. They lived on the land itself. I hope in the future, at least some people are still living like that.
Interesting. Too. Yapmışlar mı sanki?
They left so much behind. I can still feel life here.
Future. Gelecekten.
I wish Pate could call this hot to talk about his heavy dreams.
Buradan kestirme bir yol var. Evet arkadaşlar, Emir Dağı'nda yapabilirsiniz. Bir bakın.
Looks like there's no one around anymore to enforce this. I found a dig site that is fenced off from view. What were they doing here? A greyhound said he left his materials behind. It should be somewhere around here. There's a big tree with a researcher's notebook inside it somewhere.
Searching time, searching time, searching time.
This is the kind of brain trouble my mom warned me about.
Ne araştırmışlar bunlar? Burada başka şeyler yapmışlar ya.
The work at the dig site has something to do with Day Zero.
Yeah. The friends. Ama burada ne yapmış ya? Burada onlar kazı yapmış. Bunlar burada bir şey araştırmışlar ya.
A pit this size must have taken a while to dig. I wonder what this channel is for. They must have already shipped out all the Harpic they need.
Yeah, emeralds. On you. 10 years old. Oh my god.
Memories and emotions condensed into a mineral. I wonder what's on this reel. What is Day Zero?
Oh my god. 6302 FM.
Maybe I can find out more about it. They dug up all that Harpic in order to conduct some sort of prayer on Day Zero.
I've recreated the same setup as the prayer statues right here in my workshop. I set up a singing bowl so I can verify the pattern that will form in the water. And some harping, of course. Each god seems to correspond to a resonating frequency. And when this vibration acts on the harpic, we get the psychoactive response. Going to give it a try here.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, interesting game.
Shadow puppets on the wall. Felt strange because I could see how it was done. I could see the trick of it, but it still felt kind of magical.
It worked. I do feel the more I do this, the more tired, and it feels like it takes me longer to return to the present. But now I have some control. I face the question of how this mineral affects the soil. I still have a lot of work to do. That's all for today.
A mineral that can affect the mind. I'm not sure I can go through that again. What we do to the land eventually makes its way into our blood and our bones. This can define a season. It's a bit upsetting to see graves treated like this. The memories of the owner now turned into a beautiful mural. The info sign earlier said they are dangerous in large numbers. I have a pending though. In Cairo, we have a statue to remember Dr. Freeman. But this statue is meant to be worshipped. This field was absolutely full of memories. I'm glad I had my pendant, otherwise it would have been overwhelming. The year of the den? Is that how they recorded years in the olden days?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
These slips are prayers to this god for forgetting things.
Impressive.
This is a season when memories echo on and on and on and on. Will the echoes fade away, or will they be cut off abruptly? People prayed here. Who did they pray to? There's something beautiful about the way the minerals catch light.
Oh my god.
I'm sure these critters will escape the valley before the flood. You're a future person. Are there goats where you are? I'm petting this goat for you. The Greyhands have a lot of this stuff now, for better or for worse. An old tiny home. There's something shiny inside. The bird stole a small trinket. I left the bird its prize, but maybe I can learn more about the locket. A piece of car, severed, dangling. As a warning to others? This valley is so different than my village, but both places have an enormous tree watching over them. This tree will pass in the flood. What will be the end of the tree in Caelor? The tree looks healthy. The ritual must have worked. Oh, no. You said we had until midnight.
I'm not ready to leave. Look at all this.
Wait a minute.
A cute outfit, a bicycle. You're not a Greyhand. What a relief. I just assumed, because who else would be? What are you doing here? You're really cutting it close. I guess I'm doing research here on the lawn. I'm studying my own life. Welcome to Tiang Valley. You should have been here a week ago when the evacuation started. Almost everyone is gone now. You noticed, I hope, the Greyhounds are taking a look. See how they put the dimensions on the back? I recreated our future apartment here. On the lawn. This is the space we have to work with. I'm trying to really, we're going from a big farm to one room. And we need to be packed by tonight. I already packed for my husband. Yuri is a little harder to pack for because he passed away. And I can't bring all his, it's not realistic. His stuff is still, it's all here. It's okay. You said you're here to study the valley? Now Yuri was doing, we can do this. Just need to decide. These are Yuri's books. They're pretty heavy. This is an old religious book, The Prism of Yesterday. He didn't like to talk. I haven't read it much. Maybe there's a part I never did hear, but I don't know. It just that Yuri found this old tourist guide to the valley before we moved here. It was this guy. There's something optimistic about the colors they used. Yuri really prepared me. Never. It was always seems like, which should I take with me? Yes, that seems right. Maybe I'll even read it one day. I suppose I'll be reading. I know they're heavy, but would you want to take one with you? Right. You probably need to travel light with just the bike. Yuri learned to paint from our neighbor, Matiora. He painted all three. This is a self-portrait he did. Kind of intense, right? He was more happy. I wish he could have. He was really lovely. We got into a fight over it. What's that supposed to mean? You just splattered some paint on the canvas, but he said it was my essence. I don't know. Do you think it looks like me? Maybe I was. He painted this for Kochi. Some kind of, I don't get it. They were both interested in the, I'm not. Which painting should I take with me? Yes, Kochi will be glad we kept this one. All right, this is going well. But I feel like I'm the demon of shame and mourning. How could I have, oh, where did I put him? We need to bring the demon of shame and mourning. When someone dies, when you're in mourning, you're supposed to keep the demon. It's supposed to remind you of, it's a religious thing. Our old cart broke. I overloaded it. So I had to use the wheels of his bicycle. Now he's so mad he won't say a word. I've packed my essential clothes. I don't know what to do with these. This was Yuri's best suit. Maybe when Kochi grows up, it'll fit. It's a long time away, though. My island dress. I made this for our trip to the islands. It was based on the hours I spent on this. These are some of... I thought Kochi could wear them, so what's the use? But since he was a little boy, he grew up. I mean, this fits a little. Okay. Yes. Let's bring it. It reminds me of things we wanted to do. Let's see how this is going so far. The dress I made for a trip never taken. We'll keep this inside joke, but I think we're almost... Let's just look a little more. My husband built these. They were his, so what do I... You can't... My husband and his life went out of him. There's the skin of... There's also the skin of your... And everything that... And the earth will the way wind... They might be incredibly valuable. I don't know. I get you're a curious soul. But I forbid you from using them. I don't care. I can't even... Okay, I want you to take them. I don't want to know. I went through all our old photos. Trying to see what I might... I love that view. Have you been up there? By the entrance to the shrine? The entrance is bigger than the shrine itself. Just across the river and up the hill. It's worth visiting. The doors to the monk is still in there. I hope he'll evacuate. That's Matiora. She lives east of here, out in the woods by the river. She said she'll evacuate, but she's still here. It makes me nervous, but I can't complain. You're still here, too. That's Kochi. He is such an... He used to talk more. I really hope the city has kids his age. It was already... Now he spent... Past is such a heavy dream. And I never remember my dreams. But when I wake up, there's a cloud of feelings the dream left behind. When the day begins, I wonder if our memories of the valley will drift away like that. Someday Kochi will be as old as his father was. What will he remember? All right, this is it. Oh. I killed him. The demon of shame and more. What was that? What an awful tradition. Kochi, do you still want to take a final tour of the valley? Let's get those wheels back where they belong. I know what I'll carry with me. It's something I couldn't leave behind if I could. Too many. I'll carry the... There's always something like that. I'm glad you came to Chiang Valley. Thank you for being there for me. I didn't realize how much... Well, there's no rush. But as you try to wrap your mind around this place...
Thank you
Feel
for
free to start
watching
asking questions.
beautiful story game.
I'll be right here
If you
until
want
night
to wait
comes.
the magical fire, people have this.
We build our lives out of what we leave behind as much as from what we carry with us.
I love sounds and music. If you have anything you recorded to play me,
He has been through a lot, and now we'll have to start all over again. I hope I get to taste some Saba fruit. If it merits a sticker, must be pretty good. I had an uncle who collected tools that were so old nobody knows what they were used for.
Do you want to go on a sightseeing tour? The next tour leaves, now, saying goodbye. You get to see what you pick. The things I picked, follow me. This is my tree. Since we can't bring it, I don't care what we bring. I love the tree. That's what he did. All this purple stuff in the valley that makes you feel funny. See? This used to be purple. Dad made the dangerous part. He wanted to make it so. I know there are plants that can a tree become this one can't. It's been through too. Let's go. Let's go.
They seem to be looking for something. I wonder if the graffiti will survive the flood. The artist has depicted the Greyhands as a child. They don't have faith in their capabilities, but see them as innocent? What mark should I leave? The mark will be washed away, but the photo will survive.
We had a picnic here a long time ago. I can't remember it, but I've seen an old picture. Can you take a new picture?
Yes.
And I'll sit like Dad does in the old one I saw.
Okay.
He is a great kid.
Mom disappeared one time. It took me a while to find her. She was sitting right here, and she was sad. I got one of her tears on my finger, and I flicked it into the water. And I said, "Flo," it made her feel better. Now I say it. I say it when everything is we don't want to move. Come on.
I'd like to live in a house that looks like this, where everyone's quiet.
I knew my brain was doing something special. I thought I'd wake up with everybody would love my new, but instead my pitch is making you lose. We don't think we have power, so we don't do anything. But you found something. I think that's not. The elder said it means this season. I want to tell you the dream now. Let's shut our eyes and lay on the roof. We are already on. That's good. I'll speak the dream out loud and you imagine it. You can close your eyes now. I'll tell you when to open them. I am in the forest. The sun is bright. My stomach rumbles. I'm hungry. I look for something to eat. There are fruit trees lining the path. I look for one to pick, to eat. I climb up one of the trees and reach out to grab a shining red apple. I blink, and suddenly the apple is rotten. It looks like it's full of spiders. I blink again, and now the apple is just a baby apple. Not ripe or rotten. I lose my balance and fall onto the ground. The apple changes color. Some are eaten, some disappear. I hear a voice. Someone is there with me. I try to recognize who they are, but their face keeps changing. They're kind of everywhere. I tell them I'm hungry. I want what the earth is trying to give me. They say, these aren't apples. They're memories of every apple I've ever seen. There's something wrong with my eyes. And there's something wrong with the soil. They say I need to look into the sun to clear out my vision. They say we're going to look together, and that when we do, they'll melt away. They want to. Then behind them I see you, watching from the shadows. You've been taking notes on everything. This makes me feel better. Turn my head, and I let the light in. I lose track of everything. When I get my senses back, I find myself holding a round, red fruit in my hand. I don't know what it is, but I take a bite, and it's the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. Then I woke up. You can open your eyes now. You probably have questions. It wasn't only my fault that the apples were acting funny. It seemed like the natural world. The land didn't know what time it was either. The soil had to forget a little. You were there, but you were separate. Whatever happened, somebody has to not look confused. I feel like everything is happening the way it should, but I still wish none of it was. I wish my dream didn't mean anything. I wish we had wasted more time together. I'll count the hours until then, and you'll keep going down and down, down into the heart of the world. Thank you for listening to my dream.
Wonderful.
What is a symbol but a word without a sound? Where will the birds fly to when the flood comes? I hold tight to the feeling of being almost lost, barely lost, wandering with conviction. If I could tell Dad that I loved home, I would describe this feeling to him in detail.
Wonderful. Searching.
The faces look trapped in there.
Interesting.
Is this a sculpture or raw materials?
Ooh. Wonderful.
It looks like a person.
Ah, that sound. The camera click. Allow you now to hear it again. That sweet, awful click. You came to come here. Let me see. Bring it close. My eyes. I can only see here.
My metal. My metal. Yes. Ormanda yaşayan.
What a soulless, broken eyed, crazy woman. I buried her a long time ago. I'm surrounded by it. I spent my life trying to make some